That's far enough.
His thoughts invade your own, probing for purchase. Your parasite purrs in recognition.
Ah, one blessed like myself. What news, true soul?
That's for your superiors to know.
Right enough.
You'll find Zarel in the audience chamber, true soul. She'll be wanting to hear from you.
Well then, let's not keep her waiting.
I'll fill that one later.
There can be no doubt. This is the place. This is where we'll discover the secret of the Absolute.
Another true soul. The disciple will want to see you. Through the main doors.
I will not be slandered! General, you saw my reports. You know it's not my fault.
The facts suggest otherwise. You were ordered to retrieve the artifact. You failed to do so.
If I had been given drow warriors instead of goblin trash! Oi! What?
You scrag!
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpole squirms, urging you to obey.
Let me make sure I understand this. You're claiming that General Thorm gave you the wrong soldiers.
Yes. No!
You blame the Absolute's Chosen for your failure.
Of course it is not the General's fault.
Whose then?
I guess I'm gonna try to influence Zarel to make her show Minthara mercy.
Zarel's mind is a steel trap, sharp, strong, and ready to clamp down on anything that intrudes. There's no way in.
The goblins! They failed me. They failed us all.
You lying little! And what would you do to those that have failed you?
They are put to death, obviously.
True. Ultimate failure must earn ultimate punishment. Night Warden Minthara, your crime is incompetence, and your sentence is death.
No!
Make her passing slow, Disciple Zarel. Be creative.
Don't kill her. She's a loyal servant of the Absolute.
A new true soul come to share their wisdom. And what do you have to contribute?
She's not lying. She served the Absolute faithfully.
A pity, then, that her faith was so inadequate. Take her below.
No! Please! Mercy! Please!
Bye-bye, princess.
Kill the goblins, too.
What? No! You creaking old bag of shit!
sorry, my lord. She's an unbeliever outside my control.
Try again.
No. No!
Dispose of the rest as you see fit. Or better yet, put that true soul to use. You have far more important matters to attend to. Or have you forgotten?
Of course not, my lord. Thank you. You heard the General. The goblins are yours. Deal with them however you wish.
Thank you. I'm going to enjoy this.
Do. Have fun. Here in the seat of the Absolute's power, your authority over them is complete. They will obey any command. Report to me upstairs when you're done.
Please! You gotta help me! For old time's sake!
Not another word. In fact, not another breath from any of you.
Please! Help me!
Let's go see Zarel. And mind you don't slip in the goblin guts.
The seat of the Absolute's power, occupied by a general that cannot be killed. But his followers are flesh and blood. We must learn more about his power.
You've got this, Raksha. You're going to be the bestest true soul there ever was. All you gotta do is trust Minthara, listen to the Absolute, and do as she says. Then you get your audience, and you'll be proper rewarded. Don't go listening to them fakers like Dren. Dren does not hear shit.
Light on my feet. General Thorm's prayers and preparations must not be disturbed. The rooftop is off limits to everyone.
Even you, Disciples Drow?
Everyone. Keep watch and ensure that nobody passes. Excellent timing, true soul. The goblins. Tell me how they suffered. No, better yet, show me.
Her mind enters yours abruptly, flickering across your memories in a blaze of excitement. A pool of warmth spreads through your mind as she settles on the memory of you commanding the goblins to die.
Oh, I like you. That was inventive and efficient.
And enjoyable. Got any more minions to punish?
Plenty. But I hoped someone of your talents would be more ambitious. You came here to answer the Absolute's call. Let's see what you're made of.
She parts the folds of your mind again, touching your wants and hopes, tasting them. Every emotion soaks into her mind's palate. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith.
I'm going to distract her by drawing her towards my hunger for power.
Caution. Hesitation. You fear power even when it's offered freely. Would you waste the Absolute's gifts as well? I have already been blessed to stand in her presence. It was bliss. She gave me everything I wanted.
Show me the power she gave you.
Why not? What's the point in power if you don't get to have a little fun every now and again? She gave me the power to cut the thread of life with a thought. But I can caress as well as cut. That's why you should stay on my good side. And the best way to do that is to serve General Thorm. I have a mission for you.
That's it. Play along. The closer you can get to the General, the closer you'll be to the answers you seek.
Is it true that General Thorm is invulnerable?
Indeed. The Absolute's love for him has made him more than mortal. He is unstoppable.
I live to serve. What do I need to do?
There is a relic that General Thorm requires. He sent his most trusted advisor, disciple Balthazar, to retrieve it. The relic is beneath the Thorm family mausoleum. That is where you will find Balthazar. But we have lost contact with him. Go there, aid Balthazar if you can, and bring the relic home.
What exactly was this relic he was sent to retrieve?
It is something that General Thorm desires, and that he has ordered us to retrieve. That is all you need to know.
She's suddenly nervous, on edge. Talking about the relic makes her anxious.
Understood. I'm ready to head out.
The shadows around the mausoleum are deep and hungry. You'll need a moon lantern to survive them. Take one from Balthazar's chambers. But don't pry. The last person who snooped into his secrets lost their head. I believe he uses it as a chamber pot.
Here goes nothing. Might be useful.
Keep your distance, darling. A crooked touch.
Can't give up now. Time to press ahead. Cursed to put my hands on everything. I need a quick word.
You were adored, Minthara. Brought up from the darkness and into the Absolute's light.
She cherished you, but it wasn't enough. You were distracted by your own desires.
Bloodlust, murder, chaos.
And most damning of all, an inability to follow orders.
I obeyed to the best of my ability!
And isn't that depressing?
You are nothing.
Drow reaches out to you psychically, connecting with you for a moment. She is infected like you, and her mind is disintegrating.
Come to observe, true soul. She is a lesson. None can rise so high that they cannot fall again.
I hope her punishment won't be too severe. She tried her best.
We are erasing her.
I've been instructed to handle this prisoner myself.
No, this is our duty.
Peace, sister. Let us observe the true soul's methods. Perhaps we can learn from them. Her mind is yours. Break it.
The only thing I'm going to break is you.
Are you quite mad? Or maybe defective?
You won't break us. And you won't leave here alive.
Come on then.
Ooh, fun.
You dared scar my mind. I will gut you.
No time for mercy.
I expected to be greeted as a hero. But the wretches imprisoned me. And tried to tear my mind apart. I didn't think anyone would come for me.
We need to get out of here.
Agreed.
Let's go.
Lead the way.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Minthara is supposed to be in a cell. You have some explaining to do.
Just look at her. You've nothing to fear from this drooling idiot.
The guard is happy to let you pass. Minthara is rather less happy about your choice of words.
I would have preferred to bleed them.
Kinder, you know, to the prisoners.
I'll give it a shot.
Any one of them could be elevated to true
Even those we once called monsters. Halt!
Deal with them, or I will.
We heard she'd been escorted from her cell. Not that she could leave the tower.
The General ordered that she be repurposed, not freed.
She's entirely repurposed and has no will of her own.
Excellent. Hers was a difficult mind to erase, no doubt. She was fierce and erratic.
I live to serve.
As loyal as a golem. Use her well.
I last left Moonrise as a commander in the Absolute's army, obeying the voice of a god. I thought I had found a home and a purpose.
Now I leave as an exile. But you risked your life to rescue me. For that, I am grateful.
The artifact connects with her, pulling your minds together and showing her all that you have seen. The prism, your dream visitor, the protection that keeps you from obeying the Absolute and becoming a Lithid. She knows it all in a moment. Her mind reels, but is no longer clouded. She accepts the truth. She has no choice.
There is much we must discuss. Do you have a safe place to camp nearby?
I'll tell her where to find my camp.
Goodbye for now. I will see you soon.
Something's on my mind.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of Gale of Waterdeep. He wishes to extend you an invitation for a private conversation in a more suitable locale.
On behalf of Gale? You're not Gale?
You are speaking to a mere projection of Gale. his appearance, his voice, and a certain measure of his personality, reconstituted in this case to play as emissary and usher. Would you care to join him? What little I could glean from the portion of his mind that is open to me, it is a matter most urgent.
Very well. Show me the way.
Gladly. Simply follow yonder path, and soon you will find him. I love this time of night. There's an almost reverent silence that accompanies the peak of darkness, when you'd almost believe the dawn will never break. The cradle of eternity. The timelessness of lovers. That most beautiful of fantasies.
It's breathtaking, Gale. Is the starry sky your doing?
Indeed. The curse is still present, of course. Just veiled and at arm's length for now. Not a trick I can repeat often, but tonight is different. This may be my last night alive. I wanted it to be under a canopy of beauty and wonder. I thought this place might bring me peace. I thought it might make the weight of what I must do feel a little lighter. But I'm not so sure.
Are you not afraid?
Afraid? No. I am terrified. But fear, or courage, or reason cannot change the charge I've been given. There is no point in running from the inevitable. Better to meet it on my own terms.
Why are you so sure it's inevitable? We haven't even found this heart of the Absolute yet.
I can feel it. Ever since we set foot in this strange, corrupted land. The closer we get, the heavier my own heart becomes. Stay with me a while, will you? Day will come all too soon, even in this place.
I'm not going anywhere, Gale. I'll be by your side, whatever dawn brings.
Yes, but there is so much to live for and so few moments in which to house it all. Damn you. Damn you for giving me so much to care about. Our friends, our adventures. This would have been so much easier if it was just me, but it isn't. If there is a way, any way, to save all that's grown dear to me, I want to seize it. I just cannot fathom what that might be, other than to fail Mystra and condemn the world. Stay with me, will you? I don't want to think of it anymore, but I don't want to be alone either.
I'll stay with him and watch the stars in silence.
was hoping to speak to you, as a matter of fact, about the night you were kind enough to keep this melancholy wizard company.
Go on.
I wanted to thank you. I was sinking into a dark place, but you reminded me there is still light in the world, if I should care to look for it. You may well have prevented me from doing something very rash in the near future. I count myself lucky to call you a friend.
I just don't want to be collateral damage.
Understandable. And you won't be. Not if I can help it.
You wish to consult me?
I'm curious to hear your thoughts about our companions.
A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind?
I'm curious to hear what you think of Shadowheart.
She is tolerable, but her faith in the Lady of Loss is poisonous.
I thought you might appreciate Sharian dogma.
The very concept of Sharan worship is self-indulgent. They would have you think every whispered word and hidden thought is of value, but it is not so. I have performed 1,000 interrogations, squeezing out the most guarded secrets held in heart, mind, and soul. I can tell you this. When the trivial parts have been whittled away and I have sifted through what remains, in most cases, a person amounts to nothing at all.
What do you make of Astarion?
He's been deprived of freedom and strong blood for so long that he is addicted to both. While those addictions have their hold on him, he is still a slave.
He'll be a slave to his bloodthirst as long as he lives.
And while you live, you'll be enslaved to your appetites and hungers. We all feed on something, and if we are deprived of it, we will fight for it. But Astarion is not only bound to his needs and desires, he is still bound to something more powerful. His master, he will only be free when Cazador is dead. And that is as it should be. When the time comes, we must hope that he does not only take Cazador's long life, but the power that has sustained him as well.
How do you and Lae'zel get along?
I have encountered few Githyanki in my life. Those that I did were raiders. They croaked out pleas for mercy in their alien tongue as they died. Meeting Lae'zel makes me wish I knew more of their culture.
I think their culture has much in common with ours.
Whatever culture you and I once shared, it no longer has a hold on me, Lothsworn. You still listen to the whispers of the Spider Queen's web. I only obey my own heart's desires. Most Gith do not seem to know their own hearts, nor do they need to. They have strict hierarchies and commitment to a single cause. Some, like Lae'zel, question that cause. But even so, she retains the discipline of her training.
Have you spent much time with Gale?
The wizard? No.
Don't you like wizards? Me being one.
Don't sulk. I admire your mastery of the weave, but I have known many wizards. In my experience, they do not usually live long enough to make the effort of befriending them worthwhile. Either the enemy recognizes they are a threat and kills them swiftly, or their curiosity leads them to combust while experimenting with the limits of magic. Present company excluded, of course. I'm sure you will live to a ripe old age. Gale, however, is already in a state of suspended combustion, thanks to that orb between his ribs. I suspect it is only a matter of time before he goes up in smoke. I will reserve my social graces for those who might live long enough to appreciate them.
Any thoughts on Will?
He is exceedingly self-righteous. Amusing, considering he bound himself to a devil.
Having him in our camp binds the devil to us as well. I don't like it.
The devil makes Will strong. What would he be without her? I would rather be allied with a warlock than the spoiled son of a noble who has more experience with diplomats than devils.
You and Karlach seem to be friendly.
I have never known anyone so ferocious and unassailable in battle, and yet so fragile and impermanent in their very being. I often think of mortality as a curse. In time, all that I am and all that I have known and learned will be lost. In time, our cities will be dust. Karlach does not seem to have such anxieties. Perhaps because she cannot afford to. She exists in the moment, and she will burn out and be gone in a moment. There is something very beautiful about that.
You're a paladin. What's the nature of your oath?
I took up my oath long ago, when I swore bloody vengeance against any who defied Lolith. Now, I myself have sinned against the Spider Queen. Though my faith is shattered, my oath endures. I am sworn to destroy all those who serve the Absolute.
It is a noble purpose.
It is not noble, it is necessary. If we do not destroy the cultists, they will destroy everything. We are all that stands between this world and annihilation.
I'd like you to join me.
Your party is full. Did you think I would not notice?
Take Karlach's place.
Then let us go forth and conquer. Or something to that effect.